It's tomato time!
Hey, Tomato Tuesday!
That juicy tomato.
Hi Planty People, Lorinda here from the YouTube channel Steady As She Grows, and it's Tomato Tuesday where I share a tomato growing tip so you can have a successful tomato season. And as you can see, I'm having a successful tomato season. And this time of year, it's summer, the garden is in full bloom, things are popping left and right, and sometimes you can get overwhelmed with all the produce that's coming out of your garden. And we don't want to be standing in a kitchen chopping things all day. So today's tip is a really quick salsa that you can make with your homegrown tomatoes and veggies from the garden. So I wanted to share that with you. Now I love salsa, but you know, usually my salsas, no two are ever the same because I usually just throw in whatever I have on hand. Sometimes I have this, sometimes I don't have that. But no matter what my salsa is, it's always delicious. So there's two main things you need to at least start the salsa. One, tomatoes, and two, an acid like apple cider vinegar or distilled vinegar. You could also use lemon juice or lime juice. I don't have lemons or limes today, so I think today I'm just going to use apple cider vinegar. So we're going to use tomatoes, we're going to use onions, I have an Anaheim pepper, some cayenne peppers, and some garlic. Now I love a good chopped salsa where, you know, it's like pico de gallo, perfectly sliced, little cubes. It's delicious, but I ain't got time for that today. So today I'm just going to throw it all in the food processor and it's going to be super easy peasy and super delicious. Now these tomatoes, I just gave them a rough chop in half. Usually I cut off the end with the stem, and some of them I cut them in half if they're really big. And I also cut off any bad spots because some of these tomatoes have been sitting on my counter for a while, but they're still fine. You just cut off the bad parts. And my chilies, I just cut off the stem. I'm going to throw them in the food processor, seeds and all. Okay, I don't like biting into a big piece of chili, so I like to blend it to give it its spice. So I'm going to add the chilies with the garlic, and I'm going to blend that until like a paste before I add in the rest of my ingredients. I'm going to add a little bit of salt now. This is just some Himalayan sea salt. I'm just going to give it a little push down, but it already smells really good. Ooh, those chilies smell spicy for those little cayenne peppers. All right, good enough. Now we are going to add in our tomatoes. Whatever will fit. I have a lot of tomatoes here, so I might need to do these in a few batches. And you don't have to use all the tomatoes. I usually just fill up my tomatoes. That should be good about right there. Here we go. Ooh, that smells good. Now we are going to add in our cilantro. I already have it kind of like washed and pre-chopped and the stems cut off. Ooh, cilantro overboard. Actually, I think that's a little too much. I'm trying to do this with one hand here. Okay, that's about good. I'll leave that in there. I like a lot of cilantro. Seriously, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Now I'm going to add in my apple cider vinegar. I don't know, maybe like a quarter of a cup. The acid in it kind of balances out the sweetness and the saltiness, and it kind of makes it blend very well. It really balances out the flavor, and it kills any bacteria that may be inside the salsa as well. It's almost like a little bit of a preservative, but it's all natural. we're gonna just blend this really quick. Now, I'm gonna add in my onion. Now, I like my onion normally chopped up in there, you know, little dices of onion in my salsa, but I don't have time. So I'm just gonna add some onion right into this. So I got 4 onions quartered. Raven, that is not for you. No, kitty, this is my papa. South Park. Okay, I'm just gonna add them in here like this. And here we go. And that looks good. I think we are done. It's all frothy. This looks so yummy. It's a fairly blended salsa, but it's a really quick salsa, but it doesn't make it any less tasty. And there you have it. Chips and salsa. You can see the consistency here. It's still pretty chunky for being in the food processor. You know, if you want it even less chunky, just puree it, but you just need to give it a few little pulses to get it to the consistency you like. Well, let's see. Moment of truth. That's delicious. I think maybe I can use a little bit more salt, but it's still fine as it is. And you know, if you want to add more salt, add more salt. If you want to add more vinegar, add more vinegar. Make it comfortable for your home. If you don't want to add chilies at all, don't. But you do need tomatoes. You do need a little bit of acid. And I think a salsa just is complete with cilantro. But some people don't like cilantro, which is fine. Use any herbs you want. The sky's the limit with salsa. I swear, my salsas, no 2 salsas are the same, but they're always delicious. Thank you guys for watching these Tomato Tuesday videos. Make sure you share them with your friends or anybody you know that grows tomatoes. Maybe they'll repay you in homemade salsa like this. It's delicious. Take care, and we'll see you next Tomato Tuesday. Now get out and grow something. It's a beautiful day. Take care. Bye.